Monday afternoon, 4:10 p.m. An ordinary hour on an ordinary block in a residential pocket of St. Paul called Highland Park. The 1500 block of St. Paul Avenue looks like 100 other streets in the Twin Cities. Brick apartment buildings, parked cars, a leasing office where residents pay rent, file maintenance requests, and occasionally stop by just to chat with the staff who run the place. At 4:10 p.m., that office becomes a crime scene. Multiple 911 calls come in within seconds of each other. Callers report gunshots. Callers report screams. One caller tells the dispatcher that two people appear to be critically wounded inside. By the time police officers reach the leasing office, there is no one left to save. 3 employees are dead. 21 shell casings are scattered across the floor. And the man who did it is already gone. St. Paul Police Chief Axel Henry stands in front of a bank of cameras that same evening. His voice is measured, but the words carry weight. "This is an unbelievable big tragedy for our city," he says. "It will not be accepted." Behind him, officers have sealed off the Davern Park Apartments. The building has been evacuated. Residents stand outside in small clusters, watching the flashing lights, waiting for information no one can yet give them. Inside the leasing office, investigators piece together what the surveillance cameras recorded. 2 of the victims, a man and a woman, are found in the front area of the office, near the entrance, where residents normally check in. The 3rd victim, a young woman, is found in the back. Investigators later determined she had been trying to escape through a window when she was shot. The Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office will spend the next day identifying the 3 people whose lives ended in that room. 25-year-old Nansi Fuentes Zambrano, of Inver Grove Heights. 56-year-old Dena Silcox, of St. Paul. 43-year-old Adam Wilwerding, of Oakdale. All 3 worked for the company that managed the building. All 3 were doing their jobs on a Monday afternoon in July when a resident walked through the door with a handgun. This shooting becomes the 9th, 10th, and 11th homicides recorded in the city of St. Paul in 2026. For nearly 6 hours, St. Paul has no suspect in custody. What it has is a description, a name investigators already recognize, and a city on edge. The gunman does not run far in the way people expect. He does not hide. Instead, he gets into a car that does not belong to him, and drives north, away from the Twin Cities, away from the police radios calling out his name, toward the Iron Range, one of the most remote regions in Minnesota, nearly 200 miles from the scene of the killings. Investigators later determined the vehicle belonged to one of the 3 victims, Nansi Fuentes Zambrano. While the manhunt unfolds, a detail surfaces outside the police tape at Davern Park Apartments. A man approaches officers. He tells them he believes his girlfriend may be one of the victims. He explains that her car, the car she always parks in the same spot, is missing from the lot. It is a small human detail buried inside a massive crime scene. A boyfriend, standing outside a building, doing math with his eyes, searching for a car that isn't there. By around 9:45 p.m., St. Louis County Sheriff's deputies locate that missing vehicle on a road in Virginia, Minnesota. Behind the wheel is a 30-year-old man named Tsegaab Ademassu Binessu. He is taken into custody without incident. Inside the car, deputies find what appears to be newly purchased camping gear. They find his United States passport, his social security card, an empty handgun magazine, and his permit to carry a firearm. He is wearing red pants and a shirt with white and black vertical stripes, an outfit investigators say matches the clothing worn by the shooter, captured on the leasing office's surveillance footage. He is also wearing a gold watch that matches the one seen on camera. After being read his rights, Binessu agrees to speak with investigators. What happens next, according to the criminal complaint, is a conversation that raises more questions than it answers. Binessu tells investigators about a series of personal losses. He says he spent 7 years trying, without success, to bring his wife and children to the United States from Ethiopia. He says the immigration process contributed to his divorce and to his separation from his children. He tells investigators he has lost everything he cared about: his family, his sense of direction, his peace of mind. He acknowledges that he went to the leasing office that afternoon. But when it comes to explaining what happened once he got there, he stops. He does not describe the shooting. He asks for an attorney. The interview ends. For investigators, the confession they need does not come from the suspect himself. It comes from his roommate. According to the charging documents, Binessu's roommate, a man he had lived with since 2018, calls police after the shooting to report what Binessu told him. The roommate says Binessu called him and admitted that he had gone to the leasing office, argued with management, and ended up killing 3 people. Binessu allegedly told his roommate he was walking to a police station. He never arrived at one. The roommate provides investigators with a piece of context that reframes the entire case, a dispute that on its face seems almost impossible to reconcile with 3 deaths. Binessu had recently made a decision. According to his roommate, he had quit his job as a truck driver 2 months before the shooting. He was planning to enlist in the United States Navy. As part of that transition, he intended to sell his car to a dealership in Maplewood, and since he would no longer need to park it, he wanted to cancel a monthly parking garage contract at his apartment building. The cost of that contract? $65 a month. According to the complaint, Binessu called the leasing office to cancel it. Staff told him he could not get out of the contract because he had recently renewed it. He told them he would come to the office to discuss it in person. The person he spoke with on the phone told him the outcome would not change. He came anyway. According to the criminal complaint, a short time after that phone call, Binessu walked into the leasing office and, in the words of the charging document, executed 3 people. Court records reviewed by reporters show no prior criminal history for Binessu beyond parking tickets. On Tuesday, 1 day after the shooting, the Ramsey County Attorney's Office charged Tsegaab Ademassu Binessu with 3 counts of second-degree intentional murder, 1 count for each victim. Prosecutors specify the charges are not premeditated murder. Each count carries a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. Ramsey County Attorney John Choi addresses the case publicly. "This shocking act of violence has shaken our community," Choi says, "and we thank the St. Paul Police Department and other assisting police agencies for their quick work to bring the suspect into custody. Our hearts go out to the family and friends of the 3 victims who lost their lives, and we will do everything in our power to hold the accused accountable and seek justice for our community and victims." Prosecutors announced they will request bail be set at $10 million. On Wednesday morning, Binessu makes his first court appearance. He has no attorney listed in the court file, so the court grants him a public defender. The judge sets his bail at $10 million and orders him held without conditions until his trial date, scheduled for mid-August. He is returned to the Ramsey County Jail, where he remains as this documentary is produced. A criminal case is built from evidence. A community is built from people. And in Highland Park, the 3 names at the center of this case were not strangers to the neighborhood they worked in. Neighbors describe all 3 victims as fixtures of the building. The people residents saw daily. The ones who fixed problems, who remembered names, who made an apartment complex feel less like a transaction and more like a place to live. One resident, reflecting on the loss, put it simply: they were good people, really good people. Less than 24 hours after the shooting, roughly 100 people gather at Davern Park Apartments. They bring flowers, they bring candles. A bagpiper plays Amazing Grace as the small crowd stands in the same spot, where 1 day earlier, 3 co-workers were doing their jobs. For a few hours, the scene of a triple homicide becomes something else. A place where a neighborhood chooses to grieve together, in public, rather than let the violence stand as the last word on that block. This case sits at an uncomfortable intersection of the mundane and the catastrophic. A parking contract, $65 a month. A conversation that, by every account gathered so far, could have ended with a shrug and a phone call to customer service. Instead, it ended with 21 shell casings on the floor of a leasing office, and 3 families rewriting the rest of their lives around a single Monday afternoon. Investigators have laid out a timeline built on surveillance footage, a roommate's phone call, and physical evidence recovered from a car nearly 200 miles from where the shooting happened. What remains less clear, what will likely be argued over in the months ahead as this case moves toward trial, is the space between what Binessu told his roommate and what he has not yet said to investigators directly. He has not, on the record, described what happened once he walked through that door. The court will decide what that silence means. For now, what is certain is this. 3 people went to work on a Monday, expecting an ordinary day, and did not come home. A city added 3 more names to a homicide count already climbing past 10 for the year. And a neighborhood that once knew these 3 people as neighbors, not headlines, is left standing outside a leasing office, holding candles, trying to make sense of how a dispute over a parking spot became the reason 3 lives ended. Tsegaab Ademassu Binessu has been charged with 3 counts of second-degree intentional murder. He is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. His trial is scheduled for mid-August 2026. If you have information related to this case, you are asked to contact the St. Paul Police Department at 651-266-5650. Subscribe to Behind the Case File for more real crime investigations covered with accuracy and respect.